So the clip I'm about to show you comes from a science fiction series that was very strangely received in Great Britain in the late 60s, starring Patrick McGoohan, called The Prisoner. Now in this particular science fiction scene, there's a scientist who supposedly can transfer minds, and you'll see three of them in the laboratory. Patrick McGoohan is the one you're seeing right there, the star of the show, and the scientist will be in the middle and the other one will be on the end. So let's take a look at it. So the scientist is tricking them. He's not really transferring the minds as they wanted, but he's transferring the minds as he wants. Now of course it's science fiction, and of course it's kind of beyond the population when this was shown, but that's what I want you to see. Emergency! 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 The whole idea of people's minds, the whole idea of how they think, and the whole idea of someone being in control. And there's an emergency. Emergency! Now that's the key word in understanding everything around you. Now, why is that true? Well, because in 1933 the United States went into a state of emergency, and in that state of emergency the basic government collapsed. Now try to keep in mind that in 1929 the economy collapsed. And if you follow some of my videos about the three strands of the age that the devil wants, they are economy, government, and religion. So government has been taken out by the use of the word emergency. And there is a government in place. It's an emergency government. It's not the one that you think, but it's in place and it functions differently than what you've been told. But nevertheless, the key word is emergency, and that's what I wanted you all to see, is that key word flashing up. Emergency, emergency, emergency. You're going to see it many times, and if you just begin to think of the entire situation is in the state of emergency. It has been this way since 1933 and will continue to be this way probably until I pass this life, and maybe you pass this life, because it is an easier way to govern the people, to have in a state of emergency. Now you notice this very easily whenever there's weather, such as a tornado or a hurricane or bad snowstorms. They will declare a state of emergency. So it's easy to understand it in those situations. But if you come to realize that you've been living in a state of emergency, then things will make a lot more sense to you. Alright? And all the stuff that's pulled is pulled because these enormous powers are granted in many directions to do things that are a little bit beyond the comprehension of basically most, or if not all, Americans. So emergency, emergency, emergency. That's what is driving everything. And if you can understand that, you'll realize that your mind has been messed with. A lot like in that particular episode of The Prisoner from the series that was broadcast in Great Britain. Now, if you ever watch any of those, you may say, I'm really confused. Well, welcome to the club. But it was so beyond its age and its time that many people just dropped it, and they didn't make they didn't make more than maybe what they wanted to make, because the public couldn't quite comprehend it. So I'm trying to use this to illustrate that the minds have been fooled with, and the key word is emergency. Emergency. Now there's the guy leaving the village who actually pulled a stunt on the ones who Patrick McGowan tries to outfox him, and he's the prisoner in the village. So you can try your best if you want to watch some of these and decipher them, but I only use this as an alert so you could see that emergency, emergency, emergency. And that's what's driving everything, whether you know it or not. Patrick McGowan, the village, the prisoner, always trying to get out of this situation, and always pretty frustrated, and always under a system that seems to oppress not only him but everybody in the village. So I'm offering you a way out of this, and the way out of this is by understanding the United States has been in a state of emergency since 1933, and it will explain many things to you if you realize that all these powers are heightened and the public is pretty much unaware, and the public is pretty much like Patrick McGowan, a prisoner in the village. The village prisoner needs to be set free. Thank you for watching.